Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video on Horizon 5 we have recently just entered into the autumn season, also known as storm season, and this week's festival playlist car is the Ioniq 5N, produced in 2023. Now this is an electric vehicle and I am expecting it to drive a bit like a boat, being EVs, and yeah, so with that bit of intro out of the way, let's get into how it drives in Horizon 5 and see if it's any good. We will start it off here in the city of, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I'll probably butcher that, but anyway, you know, the main city for Horizon 5, or town. Anyway, so this Ioniq 5, I have noticed you can convert it from all-wheel drive to drift through the push of the left stick button, but that is a nice touch. But at the same time, driving it over to here, it was, like I had thought, very floaty due to the weight, as the tyres don't traction the road very well. I mean, it is nice to see another car that is new to FORZA added, but unfortunately, like I have said, I'm not a fan on electric vehicles, as I find that they are rather boring in Horizon 5, and I know I'll probably drive it around just for all this to see how it drives, and then I'm probably just going to leave it sitting in the garage because it just does not excite me at all. But if the circuit is a slow pace or the road racing event you're doing, you can do it. It is quite comfortable at these lower end speeds, but I wouldn't expect it to win anything dramatically, and also it is under super utility vehicles, so it's an SUV. It is a rather comfortable drive. I must say that it is decent. Like, it does make a decent road racing or road going vehicle on Horizon 5. I will be going into the other events as well, and of course I will be upgrading it for those classes. I almost lost control there. Let's try it out in some wilds now. I have just done the basic wheel upgrades. Like, there is no body kits or spoilers available for this thing. It's just the generic FORZA Horizon Aero in appearance, so, you know, that kind of somewhat hideous spoiler and front splitter. So just touching back on the Horizon Apex, I did find it was a quite comfortable car to drive around, despite the fact it was a little bit slippery. I'd say it handled reasonably well. So now we're onto the dirt. Let's see if it's any good here. Like, being all-wheel drive should definitely help this. Old Bentley up ahead. His tyres are a little too thin for this. His choice, really. Oh, you can just kind of feel the weight of the electric motors in this thing. Like, if you didn't know, generally a rule of an EV is most of the time they're heavier than a petrol or diesel version. Seems to be gliding over this dirt quite well. I would definitely most likely consider doing a rally based build on this, as it is definitely driving better here than it did on the Apex circuits. Despite me also nearly getting a drift taps point there. this is actually, I do quite enjoy driving it in the off-road trail here on the rally. It just, something seems to be a little bit like majestic about it, sliding around these dirt trails. It's just clean and somewhat gentle. Next we will be going into the Baja. Let's see if that handles any reasonably well there. Like I said, SUV or Sports Utility Hero, so it should do quite well there. We're going into our final one here on the cross country. I feel like it's going to do well, so yeah, I have changed the tyre compound to a more off-road and put the spacers on it so they're a wider track profile. Or track width, increase the track width. Was left behind a little bit there, it shouldn't matter too much. Seems to be... it is the usual driftiness that you get on the Baja. So we can pass, all we have to do now is probably pass this little green Ford. Okay, it does, this seems a little bit too drifty here on the cross countries. Just smash through that mortar and brick fence. It's doing reasonably okay, provided I keep it under control, not the other way around. Don't want the vehicle controlling me. So yeah, you get enough width in the corners and you can just slide around with ease in this electric car, SUV. That's the preferred method of crossing a river there, is going over it. Not through the water. So it definitely is quite good here. Definitely a go-to for the Baja. And now that brings us to the end of the look at the 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5N, which was recently added to Horizon 5 this week, like I have said. And despite the fact that I am not a fan of electric vehicles, I'm not going to hide behind that and pretend that they're the greatest car on earth, when in my opinion they're not really. But saying that, it does definitely drive better in Horizon 5 than the Dark Horse we got. So out of the two cars this month so far, I do prefer this Ioniq 5 over the Dark Horse. And if you're interested in seeing more videos about the cars added to Horizon 5 throughout the remainder of its lifetime, that is not a paid DLC, feel free to leave a like to the video and subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.